Midge inches closer to fulfilling her ambition to break out as a comedian. But as she pulls back the veil covering the world of artists, she sees artistic achievement comes at a price. Will her freedom on the stage, in the nightclubs, out in the streets, will it be worth the sacrifice of having a family, of having a romantic partner? This question and others will be answered in this review of Marvelous Miss Maisel Season 2, Episode 7. Marvelous Maisel, Episode 7, Season 2. Look, she made a hat. Received a score on IMDb of 9.0, and the highest score it received from a specific demographic was a 9.3, females over 45, and consistently every episode that demographic gives the highest score. And then the lowest score it received was 8.5 by males 30 to 44, and both of those demographics are consistent each episode. New director, Jamie Babbitt, who's also worked on Silicon Valley Girls and Gilmore Girls. I'm assuming that's where she knows Amy Sherman-Palladino. The writer, Amy Sherman-Palladino, and the director of photography, different one, Eric Monnier. So, switching it up a bit in episode 7. Plot summary, courtesy, as always, of Amazon Prime. Benjamin opens Midge's eyes to the New York art scenes, and she ends up knowing more about art than she realizes. It should be art scene, not the art scenes. The Maisel and Weissman families come together for tension-filled Yom Kippur dinner on the anniversary of Joel and Midge's separation. Meanwhile, a reluctant Susie turns to her family for help in advancing her career. And now let's discuss the episode. Benjamin opens up Midge's eyes to New York art scene. So the New York art scene. It begins with Zachary Levi. This is a little bit meta, but it's important because I keep going back each episode to whether Joel's character will be here in season 3. Like, just how important is the character? And I keep pointing out that he has a number of supporting characters. I forgot about the secretary. I never mentioned the secretary. He's got the secretary, best friend, mom, dad. I believe there is those are the main, that's the main core. 1, 2, 3, 4. And so, because Zachary Levi's still listed as guest star, and he's got the Shazam movie coming out, I imagine some other feature films, I just keep going back to, I really don't think Joel's going anywhere. And if he's not going anywhere, then that implies that maybe there will be a reconciliation. Maybe not. I don't think Joel's going anywhere. Rufus Sewell. I just love Rufus Sewell. He's such an amazing actor. And anyone who watched me do the Man in the High Castle review of season 3 knows how much I jones for him. And he was really great. The character is written in a way that may not even have been for a British person, but Rufus Sewell may have just kind of impressed. They may have written the character for him, but not as a British artist, so in case they couldn't get him. But there was nothing about that character that needed to be British. But Rufus Sewell just nailed it. And what I thought was really interesting about Rufus Sewell was, again, he highlights the conflict, the challenge, the paradox that Midge has, in that she is becoming independent and finding a role for herself outside the family, and she's trying to do that through artistic fulfillment, but she keeps seeing examples that going down the road of the bohemian artist only leads to the dissolution of the family. And in this episode, that was Rufus Sewell and his not mentioned girlfriend. We get a name for her, and we assume it was his girlfriend in the past. Agnes Reynolds, the woman selling the art and giving the hat in the the side room. So we see this again, another example. Someone, I imagine at some point that Lenny Bruce could be another example of that. Someone succeeding in the venue that Midge wants to, but at the cost of their relationships and well-being. Now for the table scene, yet another table scene. All the table scenes are wonderful. They've definitely had different flavors to them. The one at the Steiner Mountain Resort that I highly praised, which I think was for episode 6, yeah, last episode, episode 6, that was a master class in callback. And this one, episode 7, they're not really calling back jokes that they do have for the priest, callback from season 1. Some things are referred to, but this was more about the comedy of embarrassment and of disguises being revealed. So here, I thought one of the wonderful parts was Tony Shalhoub having to be transparently trying to lie, but being so bad at it that the viewer can see that he's being dishonest. He's so good. I think the acting in this show is so good. Most comedies don't get acting at this level, where the actors can do a range of comedy styles and then also do the drama. It's an embarrassment of riches. I think that though Astrid's character continues to be underwritten, she's either just the joke about her being fervently into Jewish culture, or she's just a plot device, a mechanism. It doesn't help that her foil, her husband, Noah, is still a minor character, and he's only around to create complications for Abe, really. And sometimes he's there to create conflict with Joel, but that's about it. So, but I really wish they would do more with Astrid. It's just very thin. That actress is really good. The comedy is really good. We haven't seen if she can do drama or what kind of style comedy she can do, but the joke she's been given, she's very good at doing. The 1-year anniversary is very interesting in the show. It's a tragedy for Joel, and it's Independence Day for Midge. Because for Joel, he's only reminded of the mistake he made, and Midge, it's where she began to become an independent woman. And because we had Yom Kippur, where there was the atonement of sin, neither of them really exit Yom Kippur with their sins being atoned. Midge, maybe she did, maybe because she reveals this secret life that she's been having. Maybe that's her atonement. But Joel, I don't see where he's got the atonement, even though he had the special day for atonement. Well, I don't see where his character would have received that. Finally, let's talk about Susie. And my review for last episode, I kind of guessed that family's been a theme throughout both seasons, of course, an overarching theme. But I thought that for Susie it would be very like the main theme. And we got a scene with her with her family this episode, which only have reaffirmed to me that it's family. They keep placing Susie in the context of extended family, and then finally we got to see her nuclear family and how messed up that is. And so I think that what was interesting here, because now Susie now gets another extended family, and that's the Maisels. She's on a familiar basis with, not Astrid, with Zelda. Zelda, is she going to be bringing the food in? And what we see here is that she even reaches a rapport with Joel, because this new boyfriend is a threat to her relationship, Susie's relationship with Midge. Maybe even now Susie's beginning to see Midge as more than just a business associate, maybe as a friend. The boyfriend becomes a threat to that. And of course to Joel, a boyfriend means that he won't be able to get back together with Midge. And the points they raise are valid, but they're self-serving because they both have their own ulterior motive to make sure that Midge doesn't pursue this relationship with Benjamin any further. So seeing that dynamic, the turn where now there used to be conflict in this one scene, to see Joel and Susie trying to achieve the same aim. Yes, the same aim. That was quite amusing. And I'm guessing a scene between Susie and Susie's mom is coming up. Just like I felt that many things in the show were building towards a scene with her and her family. Now, because we had a lot of discussion about the mom, I'm guessing there will be a scene with mom. I don't know when, maybe at the end of the season, maybe even next episode, but I think that's going to be down the line. Because if that's going to reach a climax, the family is where Susie's character is going to grow, and I think the mom is the key for where all that conflict is coming from. And then finally, oh yeah, my notes say maybe Christmas or Thanksgiving dinner, because now we're in October of 1959, so a good place where a family would be coming back together would be for Susie, Thanksgiving or Christmas. In case you missed it, there is a scene at the very beginning at the art gallery where an Asian girl is saying, "Oh, what an interesting ladder." And on IMDb, they pointed out that that was probably a reference to Yoko Ono, who spent time in New York. Let me move to this camera, camera one, who spent time in New York in the 1950s, and she met John because of a ladder. She had an exhibition at the Indica Gallery in London, and she had a ladder leading up to a ceiling, and then there was a magnifying glass hanging from the ceiling. When you hold the glass up to the ceiling, and very, very tiny letters, you need the magnifying glass to see it. You go to the top of the ladder, grab the magnifying glass, and look up on the ceiling. It was the word yes. That was when John knew whoever wrote that, whoever was responsible for the art, he had to meet. It was the beginning of his relationship with Yoko Ono. So seeing this Asian woman in the art gallery, oh, interesting with the letters, nice little Easter egg. However, it was pointed out she was not in New York at that time. So I thought that the showrunner, Amy Sherman Palladino, she wrote this episode. She missed an opportunity to be historically accurate, but also refer to an artist that many people are only now really becoming aware of in the West because of her infinity rooms. She was in New York in 1959 and exposed to Jackson Pollock and all the expressionists, all that scene she drew her inspiration from. And that artist was Yo-Yo, let me get this right, Yayoi Kusama. Yayoi Kusama. She's famous for her polka dots and infinity rooms. And about the early 1960s, she was using ladders in her exhibits. It would have been perfect to have it referred to Yayoi Kusama. You would never believe I'd studied Japanese for 3 years. So instead of having that woman look at at a ladder, there could have been an art canvas there with polka dots, and she would say, "Oh, interesting polka dots." That would have worked a lot more and been historically accurate. Well, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. In case you can't believe it, we are done. It's about maybe 15 to 20 minute episode. Well, I hope life finds you well. Happy New Year's to my Vietnamese viewers, if there are any. It is Tet. Today is Tet in Vietnam. And that's all for now. So take care and be well.